Hey, this is Nellie's Farm. It's September 5th, 2025. Oh, the old zinnias are dying out. They're looking a little rough. Still got some nice looking ones down here. The butterflies absolutely love them. So we've got some crazy news here. Not really news, but something that I noticed. I was watching Fox Weather to watch what's happening with the hurricane thing, We're in the peak of hurricane season now, really. And Gabrielle is not Gabrielle quite yet. It's called L91 Invest. So they're thinking it might form into a tropical depression soon, which is the next stage. And there's a 60 to 80% chance. But the real reason I did this video was when I was watching Fox News. See, I have grandchildren and children in Florida and a son in Puerto Rico, so I watch that system quite a bit. So while I was watching Fox Weather, which usually I watch Weather Nation, but sometimes Fox Weather can give better coverage. Here comes this report saying that there's different kind of hurricanes. Now, I've never heard of this, guys, and I'm older. I'm 55. I have not heard of a homegrown hurricane. This is what they said. They said it can form very quickly near to the coast. They said it forms, just out of the blue, right off of the coast. And the way it forms is in very warm water and low wind shear. They aid in that threat of formation. Now, this is what Google told me after there's Isabel, and there's some of the chickens over there. This is what Google told me when I looked it up. Homegrown hurricane is a tropical system that develops or intensifies close to the U.S. coast, particularly in the Gulf of Mexico. Notice it said Gulf of Mexico and not Gulf of America. I thought that was kind of interesting. But anyways, it said particularly Western Caribbean or the nearby Atlantic. These storms pose a significant threat because their proximity leaves little time for residents to prepare. Even if they are short-lived, which I guess they're usually short-lived, or they're not usually as strong as regular hurricanes that form way out in the Atlantic. It said this type of development is more common during the early and late parts of hurricane season. Here are some of the characteristics that Google listed that they have. They originate near or off the coast in warm, shallow waters. They can form and intensify very quickly, giving little warning time. And because they don't travel long distances, their direct and intense impact happens without prior notice. They are greater threat than the traditional ones in some ways, it said. Because of that, because of the proximity to highly populated areas, okay? And I also looked up some other things. I found a few articles on MSN AccuWeather about homegrown hurricanes, which I never even heard of until this morning, guys. Now, that's not it, okay? They did, a little bit later, they did another segment on another kind. Okay, this one is called, that I never heard of, this one is called an annular hurricane. Now, Hurricane Kiko is expected to hit Hawaii. It's not expected to be one of those catastrophic ones. They said 65 mile an hour winds. And as it goes through. So they said Kiko may become one of these rare annular hurricanes. Now, I looked up an annular hurricane. Wikipedia says a tropical cyclone that features a large symmetric eye surrounded by a thick and uniform ring of intense convection, often having a relative lack of discrete rain bands and bearing a symmetric appearance akin to a tire or donut. It says it normally occurs in open water And most research related to them is limited to just satellite and aircraft reconnaissance because of that. It says they form way away from land masses. They gave an example of one. They said it was Hurricane Isabel in 2000, and we're looking at Isabel right now over there. Hurricane Isabel in 2003. But now, the picture they showed of Hurricane Isabel, it had a very small eye like a regular hurricane and plenty of rain bands, so I call bullshit. And also, on that other one, the Homegrown hurricane. The examples they gave of that when I Googled it, Hurricane Michael, and that was in 2013, and Hurricane Charlie, 2014. But they formed in the Atlantic. They didn't form off the coast. I looked it up. They formed near the Caribbean, and it said that these other ones, the homegrown ones, form off the coast of the U.S. Well, most of the Caribbean islands are not considered the U.S. So I call bullshit twice. This just isn't adding up, and I didn't even do extensive research. I just did a little bit. So, what do you guys think? Have you ever heard of a homegrown hurricane or an annular hurricane? Have you guys ever heard of that? Annular, by the way. Annular. Have you guys ever heard of that? Because I haven't until this morning. This makes me think, this is more predictive programming where they tell you what is about to happen. And I don't know if you guys know that, but the elites, part of their religion, the people that run everything, they will experience karma if they don't say what they're going to do first. And that's a big reason they put a lot of things in movies that actually end up happening, because that's how their religion goes, and that's how they get away with it in their religion. So, take it for what it's worth, and also keep in mind that the elites have a lot of all access, to the hidden knowledge that most of the world does not have. They hide a lot of things from our history, not just in America, all over the world. So, keep that in mind. That's all I'm going to say about that. Hey guys, I should say girls, there's the babies. Well, that's all I wanted to say. And could you guys tell me if you've ever heard of either one of these hurricanes? Nellie's Farm signing off. I hope you guys have a great weekend. Thanks for listening.